If you can show me proof of anybody coming on a boat from West Africa to America, I will pay for your kids to go to college. Period. I'm telling you right now, nobody that went on a ship ever called themselves a Hebrew Israelites. And that's why you know in the last 100 years this thing was developed. I love the fact that the brother, what's the brother name? The 70s, what's his name? Abba Bivens. I love the fact that he made up his own language. I love the fact that he made up the whole concept, the Kadash, whatever. I love that. But the mistake he made is he could have told our real history and put it in a book instead of trying to use the white man's history that they made up in the Bible. That's all I'm saying. I ain't got a problem with you Hebrew Israelites, but we don't need the Bible for freedom. All we got to do is talk about our history in West Africa. That's all. How we struggled, how we fought.
Yeah, Israel, I'm about to disqualify this cat real fast. This cat put out a tape, 12 minutes. He said he gonna pay for somebody to go to college if they can show if we were serving the God of the Bible, that he was with us.
All right. I'm disqualified, according to the brother, my good brother, Captain Tazarayach, because he said that I said in a 12-minute video by Sonnet Studios that anybody that could provide proof that anybody that came over on ship said they were Hebrew Israelites, I will pay for their children to go to college. That's what I said. I never said anybody coming over here and praising Yah. That's not what I said. I never said anybody praising Yah. I said, hold on a second.
I didn't say that either.
Now the brother made a reference, and I'm going to show you something about scholarship, why I am qualified. He said something about Yah, the people coming over on the boats, right? Did you know that the people that came over on the boats with the African names, 822 to be exact, 822 people had the name Y-A-H, right? Did you know they left from one part of Africa to go to Freetown? They never came to America or to the West? He doesn't know that, but I'm telling him that because I have the information I could pull out right now. They never came to America, so we can't claim them as people here.
If you know anything about ISUBK, the little bit of information I gave him is plenty more. I just wanted to show why he was disqualified. He said that if the God of our power never did anything for us when we was keeping the law, statutes, commandments.
Sonnet Studios, I'm nobody. I'm a nobody. I'm nobody. I'm nobody. Listen. Let me tell y'all something right now. I said last week right here that anybody that can provide evidence that anybody who came on a ship to America was a Hebrew Israelite. That's what I said. I'm going to ask Guerrilla Hebrew right now. Can you provide evidence right now that anybody that landed, that came over on a ship physically in the Western Hemisphere? I'm not talking from parts of Africa to Freetown where the people with the Yah went. All right? I'm not talking that. I'm talking about who came over here to the West to fulfill prophecy that you guys talk about. Can you provide evidence that anybody who came over here said and declared, I'm a Hebrew Israelite?
Number one, there are a plethora of scholastic works done by actual tribal West Africans, not African Americans who have been totally disconnected from West Africa. I'm talking about the actual brothers that are from the continent, who are PhD scholars, i.e. Dakwa, who authored what? The Africans that wrote the Bible. What about the book Revelation, where they document their migration from Israel to West Africa and talk about how, listen, yes.
Good point, brother, but you're still running. I asked for one. Over 12 million people came over on boats, brother, and you cannot tell me one. You're quoting books. I'm not asking for books, because we got a bunch of books out here. I could buy all of them right now. The issue is, none of you guys who claim to be Hebrew Israelites perpetrating that fraud on us, by the way, can tell us right now that show me one person out of the 12 million that came over on a ship, on a boat, and said they were Hebrew Israelites. And I'm going to prove my point real quickly here. We look at the Moors, right? We look at the Maroons. If you look at their history, we could tell how the Islamic people went to Jamaica, where I'm from. Over 1 million slaves came to Jamaica because that was like a docking port to put the slaves in different areas all over the Western Hemisphere. And I could show and prove Muslims celebrating Ramadan, doing all type of stuff in Jamaica as slaves. You can't show me no Hebrew Israelite, none of them, saying I was I'm a Hebrew or I'm an Israelite. You can't show me one. And you tell me about books? I read those books. Show me one.
No. You see, now look, he gonna sit here and talk about a bunch of dead people, and I gotta go and dig somebody up and show him one.
No.
But look, I can say something. Number one, a brother who's from Jamaica, Mathato of House of David, just went to Jamaica and did an interview with the Maroons. Didn't now one of them say they was Muslim. What the hell are you talking about? You see that? So what are you talking about? So I don't watch the testimony. A Jamaican then went to Jamaica and did an interview. I was just with him last night, and guess what? The Maroons didn't say they was Muslim. So from what you're saying is, how can we say that any of our ancestors are African? How do we know where they didn't say they was African, did they? Was they even calling it Africa at the time when they first started getting imported yet?
All right, this is what you do. This is what you do. This is what you do, Elder. This is how you prove your point. By the way, after. Yeah, Elder. I agree, Elder. All right, the brother made a good point, and I must concede that point because I'm an honest guy. Because I did a whole thing on the Maroons, and yes, the Maroons originally were not Muslim. The point that I'm trying to make when I brought up the Maroons is that when I was studying them in the 1800s, we have evidence of slaves coming over performing Ramadan, praying 5 times a day, doing those things. So how you know somebody's a part of a culture, ladies and gentlemen, you check 3 things. You check their how they eat, the foods that they eat. You check the holy days, if they remember them. So you check the diet, you check the customs of the holy days, and you also check like different foods or different names or different things that they might have that they carried over. All right, those 3 things. But check this out though. I asked the brother, sounded us, not it up.
I want to say this to my brother, Guerrilla Hebrew. We got love for you over here, brother. But this ain't going to be no walk in the park, man. You got to go through the initiation just like Captain Tazarayach, just like Daniel Allah, just like Hashar. This ain't no walk in the park for you. So these questions coming at you, man, we got love for you. But this is the Dagger Squad right here. Don't forget. This is the Dagger Squad.
So they know there's no animosity with him because I know what he's trying to do. He's trying to uplift his people for them to live the laws and the commandments and saying that they'll get God on their side. I understand all of that. The same thing that Malcolm X said. Oh snap! Let me just respond to this and give it to all right. The question I asked the brother originally is, can you prove that anybody that came over on a ship claimed to be a Hebrew or an Israelite? If we look to the slave narratives, if we looked at the accounts of the slave masters, we don't see no one in history that came over on a boat claiming to be a Hebrew Israelite. In fact, that's a new term. That term wasn't even used in history. It's a new term that was developed over what? Within the last 100 years. So what I'm trying to say right now to the brother is, we have Equiano. We know Alejandro Equiano, who came over and talked about circumcision and all of that, but he never claimed he was a Hebrew or Israelite. He just said there were similarities in the culture because of circumcision and different things. But what I'm trying to show the brother is this, and I know he won't admit it on camera, there is no evidence anyone claimed to be a Hebrew or an Israelite ever that came over on a ship. It doesn't exist. What we have is people who develop Christianity and develop and use the story as Exodus as inspiration. Because if we look at Israel Hill, he's aware of Israel Hill because that's what he's going to come out with soon. But before he does, I'm going to say this. If you're aware of Israel Hill in Maryland, one of the richest communities right now, we still have people from Israel Hill originally when it was built up by Hercules and so forth. We still have remnants of the people still living there. The white boy Eli, he wrote a book on it and did a whole research. So we know those people still live there, but they were Israelites in the sense of building a community because it was actually an integrated community, the first ever in the history of America. You know what I'm saying? Run from me, man. He said I'm not qualified, bro, and he ran. We could go down there too. It don't matter. I got my. I don't. You know I don't care, bro. I don't care. I don't hold punches. But I want to say this, man, just to address the whole Tazarayach thing. And you don't know nothing. Me and Tazarayach don't have no problem. But I made a video. And I made a challenge that I'll pay for anybody's college tuition, their kids' tuition, if they could give me direct evidence that anybody that came over on a ship was actually a Hebrew or an Israelite. That's what I said. He tried to put the other shit in it and try to, you know what I'm saying, try to misrepresent what I said. And that's what I asked for. That means I'm willing to pay for your children to go to college if you could prove that to me. That's basically what I was saying.
It's a very specific question.
Right. Right. Specific answer. All right. So when I asked the question now, the brother got upset. So now when he saw me that I had a question, Smalls came over and he said, oh, Garfield's not qualified. I'm not qualified to answer a question. Told me he's being defensive and that he don't want to respond to me. All right, hold on a second. So now, just for everybody to clear, me and Tazarayach don't have any beef, but the brother obviously ran because he knew what was coming down the pipeline.